Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is a TikTok cinnamon roll hack. I am going to be using 2 cans of cinnamon rolls as well as some heavy whipping cream, butter, salt, ground cinnamon, and some brown sugar. The 2 cans that we're going to be using, you can use it with any that you choose. I did original icing, and so you also need the whole stick of butter, and we're going to need just a little bit of the heavy whipping cream, and I'll show you guys why I just say a little bit. And we'll also just need a pinch of salt as well as just some cinnamon. There are no measurements for the cinnamon as well as no measurements for the salt because of the simple fact we're just using a little bit. We will be using 3/4 cup of brown sugar, Alright, so we're going to go ahead and open up both of those cans. One of those cans we're going to just basically open up after putting into the pan, and I'll show you the reason for that, as there is a hack to using all of your cinnamon rolls that come in the package. You definitely don't want to waste any. So once I get it open, I'm going to go ahead and just put at least 3 of the cinnamon rolls in a row, and then whatever's left over I will just take and break the cinnamon rolls apart and just stuff it into the creases of what's already there. First, I'm going to go ahead and set that icing to the side because we will be using the icing, just not until the end. So here's the part where you see that I have about 4 pieces of cinnamon roll left over. This is the part where you just take them and break pieces apart, stuff it into the places where you see cracks at, and I did end up having 2 left over. I could have thrown that in there as well, but that's okay. Like I said, try to put as much in there as you can so that you're not wasting the product that you bought. So this is the part where you're going to pour the heavy whipping cream onto the cinnamon rolls. Just go ahead and pour enough on top that's going to make it sink to the bottom. When you're pouring it on the outside, just make sure that the heavy whipping cream is basically on the sides halfway up the rolls. Next, take that stick of butter, go ahead and melt that, and then that's when we're going to add in that 3/4 brown sugar, some cinnamon, and a pinch of salt. And we want to make sure that we're going to get all of the chunks out. So once you go ahead and mix this up, use a fork to do it, and then we'll drizzle this on top of the cinnamon rolls. Now that everything is mixed up and I've gotten the chunks out, we're going to pour and drizzle the glaze on top of the cinnamon rolls, and we'll just put it everywhere. I literally made sure I got all of it out and put a lot on top, as the heavy whipping cream is going to absorb into the cinnamon rolls, and so is the cinnamon glaze that we had on top with the brown sugar. It'll sink to the bottom. We still do not need the icing just yet. That is going to come at the end once these are done and have cooled off. So we're going to wrap it tight with some aluminum foil, and we're going to get ready to bake these on 350 degrees for about 45 minutes. Alright, and after the 45 minutes has been up, I went ahead and took it out of the oven and allowed it to kind of cool off for like a minute or two before touching it. I did eventually have to get a fork and open it up that way because the aluminum foil was just that hot. With this, you want to just open it up and allow it to cool off for about 10 minutes before you put the icing on. It will still be hot when you put the icing on 10 minutes later because it is just still bubbling at the bottom. The one thing I can say about this is it was light and crispy looking with the brown sugar and the butter mixture with the cinnamon. Once it did cool off, I did go ahead and drizzle the first packet of icing on top the shorter way, and then I took the other packet of icing and did it the long way. That way I ensured that I got a good enough amount of icing on each cinnamon roll each way. I really enjoyed putting the drizzle on these cinnamon rolls when they came out, just because it kind of looked like a great pastry that you would see at a coffee shop or one of those pastry shops. I hope that you all have enjoyed watching my TikTok cinnamon roll hack video. I hope that you guys give this a try. If you do, let me know what your thoughts are, because it really is delicious. I'm glad I ran across this recipe and wrote it down, and it is all of 5 ingredients, so who cannot go wrong with that? If you've enjoyed watching, give this video a thumbs up and also consider subscribing down below.